So unfortunately, in the previous video, I'd forgotten to switch on the sound, so I'm recording it again. So we're studying how to make positive, negative, and question sentences, or the structure of those sentences, in almost all the tenses. So we'll start with past simple. We've already done present, and so the structure, I hope you remember things. We have subject plus second form of verb plus object. So what is the second form of verb? I hope you remember that we have the base form. Let's say the verb go. Then we have the past form, that is went. Then we have the past participle form, that is gone. Right? Go, went, gone. So here we will use the second form, that is the past form. So you will always need those forms of verbs that I had shared. So make sure you learn them once and for all. Okay. So we make affirmative sentences or positive sentences. So very simple: subject, second form of verb plus object. Subject, second form of verb of watch, watch, watched, watched. Second form is watched. Plus object. Subject, this is adverb of time. We'll do it that later. Yeah. And they, subject, went, verb to the party, object. She, subject, read the book. Now, read, 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 right? R-E-A-D, R-E-A-D, R-E-A-D. What is the difference? Only pronunciation of the first one. The first present, the base form is pronounced as read. Read. Okay. And this is pronounced as red. Just like the color red. Okay. Know this difference. So you already know how to make positive sentences, affirmative sentences in past simple. Just subject, the second form of verb. It is the only tense in which we use the second form of verb, past simple. Now, we. Okay, so first let me tell you this revision. This verb do. What are the forms? The base form, we can use do or does. Then past participle, past form, did. Past participle form, done. Do, did, done. Yes. So this is a revision. Always remember this. So what was the second form? It was did. Now, there's one interesting thing that you need to know. Whenever we are writing a sentence, if we're using the second form of verb here, okay, we can also write it as we did watch the news last night. Yes. Now what is the difference? The difference is that we added a did. Yes, did is the past form of do. We added a helping verb, we added an auxiliary verb, and because this is the second form of verb, and with this we can easily identify that the sentence is in past simple tense. So we don't need the verb to be again in past simple. So we just use the present, the base form of the verb, that is the first form. If we are adding did, remember this. If there is no did, then we will have to add, you don't have to add, you will obviously use the second form of the verb. But if you are using did, then this is automatically the second form of the verb. So we already know that this is in past simple, and so we don't need the main verb to be in second form or past form. So we will just use it as the first form. They did go. Now, as you know, this is the base form of go. Did it go? We added did instead of went. Instead of went, we're adding the first form, which is go. They did go to the party. Now if you are to make negative sentences out of this, what will you do? We will add a not very simply before the main verb or after the auxiliary verb. We did not watch the news last night. They did not go to the party yesterday. She did not read the book. Okay. Now if you were to make questions, what would you do? First of all, let's remove this not for now, because we are not making negative interrogative right now. So we will do the same thing we did in previous sentences in other tenses. We will take this helping verb, we'll bring this in the front, okay, in the beginning of the sentence, and we will then continue the sentence as it is, like, did we watch the news last night? Did we watch the news last night? Question mark. Did they go to the party yesterday? Go to the party yesterday. Did she read the book? Did she read the book? Simple. Again, if you have to make a negative interrogative, did she not read the book? Did we not watch the movie? Or did we not go to the party yesterday? Very simple. Just add a not for the verb. Go to past continuous. What is the structure? Subject plus was or were plus V1. V1 is the base form plus ing. Okay. So, you were watching television last night. Now, as I have told you, that was ये किसके लिए यूज होगा? सिंगुलर के लिए यूज होगा. वर किसके लिए यूज होगा? प्लूरल के लिए यूज होगा. Right? I is singular, so we use was, and he was, she was, but we were, they were. Now what to do with you? You is treated as plural. Okay, because you is also used for one person and also used for more than one person. Okay, so even if you are addressing a group, you can say you come here. So even if you are saying it to 4-5 people, you come here. Okay, so you is counted in plurals here. So with you, always remember you will use were. Okay, you will always use were with you. So that is why we have you were watching television last night. With everything else that is singular, we will use was. Singular मतलब एकवचन. तो जैसे if let's say Ramesh, if I say Ramesh, what will you use? Was. If I say she, what will you use? Was. If I say you, what will you use? You go to the market. Okay, what will you use? I mean, no, not you go to the market, that is another sentence. Let's say you were watching, you were playing football day before yesterday. We will use were because it is treated as plural. If I say they, you will use were. We, again, were. They were studying. We were the base form study plus ing. Base form watch plus ing. I was washing, base form wash plus ing, the dishes, whatever. Now you have to make negative sentence. What will you do? We will just add a not here before the in verb. Okay. You were not watching television last night. They were not studying maths yesterday. I was not washing the dishes when the phone rang. Now, if you have to make questions, what will you do? Take the helping verb and bring it in the beginning. Were you not, or were you, अगर अब not वाले नहीं बना रहे हैं तो not हटा देंगे. Were you watching television last night? Were they studying maths yesterday? Was I washing the dishes when the phone rang? Okay. Now if we have to do negative interrogative, that means जो question may be not होगा, then what will we do? We will just add a not again. Not. Were you not watching television last night? Were they not studying? Was I not washing the dishes when the phone rang? Simple. Past perfect. What is the structure? Simply said, it is subject plus had. Very important. plus third form of verb. If you find this structure, then that verb is in past perfect. Now, before we go ahead, I will tell you something about past perfect, the usage of past perfect. Although we will study it in detail in later videos, right now we are just studying the structure though of the sentences, but still, in order to understand what the sentences are like, so let's say this is your past, this is your present, this is your future. Fine. Now, as we know, past में tense है, तो that means action past में होगा, right? And we know perfect है, that means we know action will be complete. So, what happens in past perfect is that two things happen in the past. That means दो incident होंगे past में, and the incident that happened first, okay, past में भी पहले हुआ. For that we will use past perfect. Very simple. Let's say, take this example. The train had departed before I reached the station. So if this is past, let's say two things happen. Okay. So here, which thing happened before? The train had departed before I reached the station. तो the train चली गई है, then ये आए हैं स्टेशन पे. तो ये बता रहा है कि the train चली गई थी जब मैं स्टेशन पे आया. सो पहला एक्शन क्या हुआ? पहले डिपार्चर हुआ ट्रेन का, या फिर पहले रीच हुई, पहले पहुंचा, पहले ट्रेन चली गई ना. सो दैट इज़ द फर्स्ट केस. ये इंसिडेंट है ट्रेन वाला. और एंड देन ही रीच्ड. यस, these two incidents happened in the past, and if we have to refer to this incident with respect to each other, ठीक है, तो हम बोलेंगे the train had departed, and we will use past perfect for the first incident जो पहले हुआ. Okay, and for the second one we will use past simple. देखो यहाँ पे कौन कौन से verb हैं? दो verb यही दिखे तुम्हें, right? Departed and reached. So यहाँ पे departed is with had, third form of verb had, that means past perfect, and then I reached, simply subject plus verb's second form, that is past simple. Alright, it's okay अगर थोड़ा नहीं समझ में आए, no issues. Simple इतना याद रखो, past perfect कब यूज़ होता है? when there are two incidents happening. दो चीज़ें होंगी, past में होंगी दोनों, ठीक है, क्योंकि हमें टेंसेस से बहुत सारे टाइम बताने होते हैं. वी हैव टू डिपिक्ट अ लॉट ऑफ सिचुएशंस कि ऐसा हुआ होगा, राइट. सो पास्ट में अगर हमें दो एक्शंस बताने हैं कि तो क्या हुआ था, तो पहले वाले एक्शन के लिए वी विल यूज़ पास्ट परफेक्ट, सेकंड वाले के लिए वी विल यूज़ पास्ट सिंपल. And the structure, right now just focus on the structure. It's okay even if you didn't understand. We'll discuss when the usage of past perfect in detail, then you will understand. I hope though that you have already understood. So the structure, as you should remember, is subject plus had plus V3. She had come late to school. She had. Now as you see, there's nothing, there's no second incident, right? But there should be, although the sentence is correct, okay, although the sentence is in past perfect, but the correct usage, okay, if you use it in real life, you will have something else to say also, right? Here is just one sentence. So she had warned you about the movie before it started. So यहाँ पे अगर हम इंसिडेंट देखें, present, future, past, right? Two incidents will happen. Okay, पहला इंसिडेंट क्या होगा, दूसरा इंसिडेंट क्या होगा, you will tell me. पहले तो वर्ब देखो, वर्ब कौन कौन से हैं? warned है एक और कौन सा वर्ब है? started. Okay, if you found it, very good. So पहले वार्निंग दी गई या पहले मूवी स्टार्ट हो गई? Read the sentence and find out. She had warned you about the movie before it started. So पहले क्या मिला? पहले वार्निंग मिली. Before the movie started, he was warned already about the movie. So पहले हुआ warning वाला action, then the movie started. Yes, पहले ये हुआ फिर ये हुआ. तो for warning we will use past perfect. She had warned you about the movie before it started. It's past simple. Okay. Now we move on to negative sentences. We'll just add a not before the main verb. The train had not departed. शी हैड नॉट कम लेट, शी हैड नॉट वार्न मी, सिंपल, नॉट लगा दिया. नाउ व्हाट विल वी डू अबाउट क्वेश्चन? वी विल टेक टू द बिगिनिंग, हैड द ट्रेन डिपार्टेड बिफोर योर डिसीजन, हैड शी कम लेट स्कूल टू, हैड दे बीन मैरिड, हैड दे बीन मैरिड तो दूसरा सेंटेंस है. यहाँ पे इसका अगर हम बनाएंगे, हैड शी वार्नड मी about the movie, had she warned me about the movie before it started? Simple. Question mark. Now if we have to make negative interrogative, what will you do? We will add not. Where will we add not? Before the verb. Had the train not departed before you came to? Had she not come to school late to school? Had they not been married when I was born? Had she not warned me before the movie had started? Okay. Past perfect continuous. Now देखो, we learned something about past perfect. There are two actions, right? And the name past perfect is still here. Past perfect तो नाम में है, that means उससे relation होगा. Relation और किससे होगा? एक और भी नाम इसका है यहाँ पे continuous का. Continuous में we already know that action is continuous, it's happening. ing होगा वहाँ पे, right? happening ing होगा, definitely होगा, right? So since past perfect and continuous को combine कर दिया गया है, तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा? जैसे हमने देखा था लास्ट में, दो एक्शन होते थे, right? दो एक्शन होते थे. तो right now what will happen is that the first action, जो पहले एक्शन था उसके लिए हम पास्ट परफेक्ट लगाते थे, राइट? नाउ इन दिस फर्स्ट एक्शन विल बी अ कंटिन्यूइंग वन, कि वो कंटिन्यू हो रहा होगा. प्रेजेंट तक कंटिन्यू नहीं होगा डेफिनेटली, वो कंटिन्यू हो रहा होगा पास्ट में ही, एंड पास्ट में ही खत्म हो जाएगा. बट जैसे हम बोल रहे हैं उसके बारे में, वो पास्ट में कंटिन्यू रहा होगा. ओके, नाउ रिमेंबर दिस. पहला वाला एक्शन जो है वो पास्ट में कंटिन्यू में आएगा. नाउ ही हैड बीन वेटिंग फॉर मी, ही हैड बीन वेटिंग. ओके, पहले इसका स्ट्रक्चर बता देते हैं. सब्जेक्ट प्लस हैड प्लस यहाँ पे कुछ लगता है प्लस V1 प्लस ING. अब देखो हैड लग गया तो पास्ट परफेक्ट तो बन गया, हमें पता चल रहा है, राइट? ING लगेगा, कंटिन्यूस है क्योंकि. अब इन दोनों को साथ में जोड़ने के लिए क्या करते हैं हम, बीच में एक चीज़ लगाते हैं, उसका नाम है बीन, है ना? सो रिमेंबर दिस, पास्ट परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूस में क्या लगाते हैं? सब्जेक्ट हैड बीन वर्ब प्लस ING. ओके. ही हैड बीन वेटिंग फॉर हर सिंस मॉर्निंग. ही हैड बीन वेटिंग फॉर हर, पूरा टाइम में बैठ के वेट कर रहा है, सिंस द मॉर्निंग, टिल जब तक मॉर्निंग नहीं आई. ठीक है, एक मॉर्निंग आई. ही इज़ वेटिंग हियर, यहाँ पे ये वेट हो रहा है जब तक मॉर्निंग नहीं आई. मॉर्निंग भी आई, पास्ट में आई मॉर्निंग, बट यहाँ पे कंटिन्यूसली ही हैड बीन वेटिंग. नाउ नेक्स्ट, शी हैड बीन राइटिंग, वो लिख रही थी लेटर्स. कब तक लिख रही थी? 2 घंटे से, पिछले 2 घंटे से शी वॉज राइटिंग लेटर्स कंटिन्यूसली. I had been waiting for the program for 2 hours when they announced its delay. Again, past, दो एक्शन होंगे. ठीक है, यहाँ पे मान लो उन्होंने डिले अनाउंस किया. ठीक है, पास्ट में डिले अनाउंस्ड है ना, अनाउंस्ड इट्स डिले, पास्ट में ये प्रेजेंट है हमारा. देन ही वॉज वेटिंग फॉर 2 hours, यहाँ पे 2 घंटे उसने कंटिन्यूसली वेट किया, पास्ट में कंटिन्यूसली. ठीक है, वेटिंग for 2 hours till they announced its delay. That is why it's a combination of continuous and past perfect. Now negative sentences if we want to make, what will we do? We'll add a not. Where will we add a not? Before the verb? No. In past perfect continuous and also present perfect continuous, we saw that we will add the not before been. Okay? He had not been. She had not been. I had not been waiting. She had not been writing. He had not been waiting. Simple. क्वेश्चन अगर लगाना है तो क्या करते हैं हम? हमेशा की तरह इसको ले जाते हैं शुरू में. हैड ही, अब यहाँ पे दूसरे सेंटेंसेस लिखे हुए हैं ये, राइट, बट वी कैन मेक देम, यहाँ पे इनका बनाएंगे, हैड ही बीन वेटिंग फॉर हर सिंस मॉर्निंग, हैड शी नॉट बीन राइटिंग लेटर्स फॉर 2 hours, हैड, नॉट लगाना नहीं है अगर मान लो, हैड ही बी, हैड शी बीन राइटिंग लेटर्स फॉर 2 hours, had I been waiting for the program for 2 hours when they announced its delay, question mark, ठीक है। Now अगर नेगेटिव लगाना है तो had they not been waiting for her since 2 hours, had she not been writing letters for 2 hours, had I not been waiting for the program for 2 hours when they announced its delay. These are some other examples. Had they been running for several minutes when the teacher came, तो देखो दूसरा काम हुआ. Had you been studying English since 3 o'clock? Had we been waiting for Sarah for 20 minutes before they called us? Okay, I think that is it for this one, because otherwise the video will become long.